Today on DNVR Buffs Live, Coach Prime has once again revolutionized the offseason, and he is not messing around when it comes to team camaraderie. What you know and what you might not know yet next. Let's go,
squad. You know what it is, man. It's DNVR Buffs Live coming from the Toyota Lounge here at the DNVR bar on a Taco Tuesday. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You see what's going on. It's your boy Scott Procter, your boy RK. How we feeling, brother?
Feeling great. I feel like the World Cup kind of makes every day feel like Friday.
Low key. Especially when they're this lit, these games.
Action-packed game after action-packed game just on for your entertainment in the middle of the day. It's kind of a beautiful thing. So I've been really enjoying that. Also, maybe the best weather we've had so far this summer. Like, it's not crazy hot.
That's valid. Because like last week, I was like, all right, now we got to chill. It was like 3 days in a row in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is much more closer to what I like. And, you know, back on the World Cup thing, like I might have turned a little corner yesterday.
On the sport.
On the sport.
Because you've been pretty in on the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you've been growing on the tournament.
Exactly right. I've always kind of been open to the tournament. But yesterday I turned a bit of a corner. Like that was just electricity at its finest.
It's one of those things, and I posted about this today. I'm just like, I feel bad for anyone who hasn't found a way to appreciate the sport that you're missing out on this event because it's just so good. The drama, the consequences of it all really is like what gets me going. And like, it actually makes it kind of hard to watch when it goes to the penalties.
Right.
So I'm like, these guys have their entire country on their shoulders right now. Like, if they miss, it's going to impact their life.
You are either a hero, a national hero for forever, or the opposite of it, an outcast maybe, or whatever. But that's kind of what I was going to say too, like maybe a reason why I've turned a corner a bit. Like you can just see how much it means to the players and the fans. Like they are literally hanging on every kick of the ball, like you said, every goal, particularly when it gets late. Like I don't know. And sometimes you know that's a narrative, you know, in some American sports, NBA, NFL, like how much do they really care? Like are they really just in it for the money? A lot of them, like you don't get no glimpses of that when you're watching, particularly the World Cup.
No, and it's what makes it so special, so cool. I mean, did you see some of the scenes coming out of Paraguay last night?
No.
Oh my God, you never know what's real, what's not real anymore. But like I saw a thing that said they declared today a national holiday, so everyone could just go nuts last night. And like the streets were packed, man, just to the gills. It was so cool. Yeah, that sounds and like you just don't get, you really don't get that type of stuff anywhere else. Obviously, you know the championship celebrations in America are special. Definitely, it's just at a different level. Like it's so cool to see.
Kind of makes me wish that Denver was a host site.
Yeah, and that was a big topic of discussion back during the bidding process.
Really?
And I think what it came down to was there was a big investment that needed to happen on the part of the city. With, you know, the belief or the promise that you were going to make that back.
I mean, maybe double it.
Yeah, so probably way more than that.
For sure.
But the Broncos at the time were in an ownership transition. So it was in the trust for Pat Bowlen. After he passed away, you know, the team went into the ownership of a trust, and it was up to the trust to determine what to do with the team next.
Interesting.
So in the hands of the trust at the time. The trust wasn't flush with cash.
Right.
The way that, you know, the Walton Penner Group now is.
For sure.
And I think that there was a little bit of that. And there was reporting at the time that was like Denver did a really bad job with their bid. And there was a belief that like it's because they weren't really sure if they could afford to do it at the time.
That makes sense.
So it's a huge bummer, but it is just kind of was an odd situation.
Man.
Also, Denver, the only place to ever turn down the Olympics.
When was this?
Long time. 70s, I want to say.
Turn it down is crazy.
Turned it down.
Big band in Jacksonville. All right, man. We will talk Buffs today and plenty of it, man. As RK alluded to in the open, a revolutionary move potentially from Coach Prime here recently that you might have seen. We'll talk a little bit about it and how it could potentially pay off big time for Colorado this season. We are going to be ranking the top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos in the Big 12 ahead of the 2026 season, which I think would be a fun kind of debate and conversation. We got some recruiting updates as well. Dewey Young, Nate Carson, Kylan Bobo is committing tomorrow, and much more, man. I don't even think I ran this by you, bro. Are you down to draft college football rivalries later? Our favorite CFB rivalries?
Yeah.
We're going to do that as well. So we're going to start here, though, with Coach Prime's leadership retreat, man. You've probably seen it all on Well Off. If you haven't, go check that out. Looked like a really cool event down there at Prime's Ranch, Coach Prime's Ranch. He called it a leadership retreat, right? There's a list of about 20 players put together by our guy Miles. Again, you can check out the video and see who all was out there, but at least 20 to 25 players, current players who are out there for this leadership retreat. Some guys like Boo Carter, Brady Kopitz, Gideon, Leona Leafow, Bo Hughley, Xavier Payne, the freshman, Balansama Kamara, Santana Hopper, a handful of others. But it really just seemed like a dope event to get kind of the leadership council, leadership core of this team together for some more bonding, some time together. And for a team, a program where leadership was a problem last year, a common trope when we talked to coaches after games throughout the week, when we talked to some players even as the season waned, it was a big issue, and there was a void in player leadership specifically last year. And this is how you build it, man. This is how you get a tight-knit team, a team that is close, a locker room of guys that are willing to literally go to war for each other each weekend. That is how you start to build this stuff, because just assuming it's gonna come together in the few weeks of fall camp leading up to your season opener, that's a fool's errand. And I think other programs make that mistake. It takes real work, as a team when you got a group of 70+ men, 80+ men, including coaches and whatnot, to really be on the same page and feel like you have a rapport as a team. These are the type of events that get you there. And how one of an opportunity is it that Coach Prime has the ranch. Jalen Ramsey was there giving some game. Shador pulled up giving some game as well. Just awesome stuff that really could only happen at Colorado with Coach Prime as a head coach.
Right, and that's why I wanted to call it revolutionary in the headline, because this will not be the last time this happens. Someone else is going to do it too. But I have not heard, and maybe I don't know everything.
Sure,
as much as it sometimes seems like I do. I have not heard of a coach hosting the team at their own house like this. We saw them do their leadership retreat in 2024, and they did some of the cool team building activities that you do. But this is one of one and unique that Coach Prime has a ranch where he can take in all of these players, bring in names like Jalen Ramsey,
for sure,
and put everyone on game in that way, and give these guys a chance to really get to know each other, goof around, play in the pool, all that stuff. That's where it all comes from. And you hear about this stuff a lot in the NFL because these guys, more common in the NFL is these guys have families. They've come from all these different backgrounds. They're not in college going to parties,
right?
Together like you could. And I think that's where this comes from Coach Prime, is the Broncos, when they have back-to-back road games on the East Coast, Sean Payton will have them stay at this place called the Greenbrier in West Virginia.
Right.
And it's that becomes a big bonding thing. And and they did it last year between, I forget what it was, something and the Eagles game. And a lot of the players will come back and say do we wish we were home with our families? Yes. Did we end up coming closer because of that experience? Absolutely. Because all you have is each other out there.
For sure.
And I think it gets taken for granted at the college level because it is like, oh, well, they could just hang out in the dorms or they're going to go out on Saturday night. But in today's day and age, in the NIL era,
ain't no dorms.
Exactly.
Everybody got their own crib.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Travis Hunter didn't even live in Boulder.
I was going to say, like, you could live on the opposite side of town or in a different town.
Yeah.
A lot of your teammates.
Yeah, he was in a cul-de-sac like a suburban man. He's not going to parties on Saturday nights, I'll tell you that. So you kind of have to take it more seriously now, and you have to look into this. And it's really cool that Coach Prime has been able to do this. And it goes back to something I said about how he can learn. And last year, it's not that he didn't want to do it. It's that he couldn't do it. He wasn't here. He wasn't healthy. He was battling cancer.
Exactly.
But I think that it even illuminated how important it was seeing what it was like to not have it last year. And Coach Prime wanted to take it up another notch this year.
No, I love it, man. I love it. I mean, a couple people in the chat are talking about, like, obviously Jalen Ramsey was there. Bucky posted some dope clips of Jalen talking to the players in kind of like a real, like, close environment. And, like, that is just a unique opportunity that, again, a lot of programs, maybe not any other programs, would have access to, or the opportunity to talk to one of the best defensive backs of, you know, kind of this, let's call it the last decade or so.
Yep.
And he said it himself, like, listen, this ain't happening everywhere, what we're doing right here. You know, on a ranch with your teammates, kind of in a leadership retreat kind of setting. Like, this isn't normal. And he goes, if, like, this was available to me, like, it wouldn't have been no Florida State. I would have been wherever Coach Prime was at. I wasn't thinking about Colorado, but I would have been thinking about Colorado if Coach Prime was doing this type of thing when Jalen Ramsey was at Florida State. So I love it, man. And it seemed also, too, like, all those guys who were there, or the ones that we saw, they all seem to know how important being a player-led team is, and how important it takes a group. Like, having one or two leaders or three leaders on either side of the ball, it's just not enough. And just because you are expected to produce a lot doesn't mean that you need to be a leader. There are some leaders who won't play a ton, but they're still valuable to the team, to the nucleus of the team, because of their leadership. So I love that. One guy who kind of stood out to me, and we've kind of been talking about it as kind of an arrow up, somebody who seemed like really locked in, was like asking Jalen Ramsey questions, like DeAndre Moore Jr. Like, we're starting to see the evidence of why Brendan Marion believes that, or would be surprised if he wasn't a team captain for this team. Why Coach Prime lauds DeAndre Moore's leadership. Like, you see it. And I think he's a really special player. Once we see him in pads making plays, or he's getting targeted with the football, I think Buff Nation is going to really fall in love with this man if they haven't already. He seems to check all the boxes that this program wants to be like.
I love it. And I'm excited to see what he could look like at the podium, what he's going to look like on the field,
Facts.
What he can, be for this team. And we have no reason to not believe what Brendan Marion said. So
yeah, 100%.
Hopefully we also see him with an L on his jersey.
Yeah.
Because
I'm thinking so.
It really feels like that's a possibility.
100%.
I have one more thing I want to talk about as it relates to team camaraderie and how serious Coach Prime is taking it, but let's do it right after this break.
Game time. Shout out to the squad, man. It's a little lull maybe in the sports season, depending on what sports you're rooting for. We do got World Cup going on. Baseball's in full swing. Football is right around the corner as well. And if you're looking for tickets to games, events, concerts, comedy shows, whatever, our friends over at Game Time, they got you covered, man. You can view all seats in the venue from the app, man. There's the lowest price guarantee that our friends over at Game Time got going on as well, man. They got event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc., all of that, because we never know what could happen in life, right? Fees are included. You know your total up front. I love that about Game Time. So there are no surprise fees at checkout. And your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets to every type of event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Create an account and use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today.
Think about 5 years from now. 5 years from now, USA will have won back-to-back World Cups. The Broncos will have 5 championships as a franchise. I mean, it's crazy to think about all the things that are going to change over the next 5 years. LeBron will probably finally be retired. It's crazy. And you could have all of that change and all at the same time keep your Xfinity Wi-Fi price the exact same, all while getting the best Wi-Fi in the absolute game. So get over to Xfinity and check out their 5-year price guarantee for the best Wi-Fi around. You can lock in your price while you unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply. Again, get over to Xfinity and check out their 5-year price guarantee on the best internet around.
We are back. It's DNVR Buffs Live, talking Coach Prime's leadership retreat. RK, you said you had one more thing you wanted to add on that.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too many details here. I'll let them come out as they may. But I've heard that there's another plan in place as it relates to team camaraderie leading up to the season. And from what I've heard, this will be unlike anything that's ever happened at Colorado before. So really looking forward to it around fall camp time, because once it comes out, I think people really start to understand how seriously Coach Prime is taking this. And I'm kind of getting the idea that he believes this is going to be the difference for this team. Like, we got all the talent. Yeah. We have a lot of pieces. No one in college football has this tightness, this togetherness anymore, because everyone is kind of hired guns in a way.
Sure.
If we can find and unlock team camaraderie at a level that other teams can't, it's going to take us over the top in close games.
I love that, man. I think that very well could be the difference, and I think that is a lot of the times the difference between a team that's talented and a team that's like actually good in the win-loss record. Because a lot of these teams are full of talent. They're not devoid of talent, a lot of them, but the difference is that camaraderie, like that togetherness, that cohesiveness as a team and as a unit. And, as we're talking about that, like there was a clip of, Bo Hughley at the leadership retreat talking about how, like, when he was at his previous school, which obviously was Georgia, like, you don't really talk to the coaches, like, for real, like how they do here at Colorado. Like, I know, Creed Thomas was on record earlier this offseason kind of saying something similar as well. Like, yeah, like, the talent is there, like, the coaching is dope, but, like, it doesn't feel really, or at least it didn't to him, at his previous stop, like how it does at Colorado in terms of the cohesiveness, the tightness of the guys in the locker room. So that is massive. I love that Coach Prime is obviously healthy first and foremost. Yep. In wanting to do this, and I do think it is going to make a big difference and pay off dividends for the Buffs this fall. And I'm excited about that. Another retreat. I would assume that's to get everybody together, and not just maybe like the 2025 kind of leadership council, so to speak. So that'll be dope as well.
All I'll say is I hope we get to go to.
For real. And even just back to the Prime Ranch, dog, like that. The pool and the other pool, and they out there hooping. They got a basketball court. Man.
I saw Cree pulling in some big fish.
For sure. And I think a couple weeks ago, this is something that Ben Finnestad had alluded to. Like, they were going to plan just like the players, just like a fishing trip, out here in Colorado. And I know that kind of came to fruition as well. But those little things that happen throughout an offseason that don't happen in between the lines, that don't happen during workouts or in the weight room or stuff, like that stuff is really valuable. And it seems like the leadership council, the leadership core of this team, including the coaching staff, knows how important that is and how much of a difference it can make.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right. We are going to transition into top five. We are going to rank the top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos in the Big 12 ahead of this season, man. I wanted to maybe do 10 at the beginning, but it seemed like 5 was more appropriate because I don't know if there are 10 quarterback wide receiver duos in the Big 12 kind of, worthy of talking about. So certainly 5 though. Okay. And I think you can go maybe a little bit more, a couple honorable mentions, but you want to start? 1?
Let's list some out.
All right, bet. Let's do it. We start with CU.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, Julian Lewis and Daniel Scudero, I think, would kind of be the wide receiver 1, candidate for the Buffs here, I would remind people, Omari and Miller last year, in the 3 games that Julian played the majority of, Arizona, Arizona State, West Virginia, he averaged in those 3 games 5 catches, about 85 yards and a touchdown. Over a full season, that's about 60 catches, about 1,000 yards, about 10 touchdowns. To me, in a short sample size, Julian proved that he could
feed a wide receiver
one to like big numbers.
Yeah.
And like I said, and I think if Ju and O played 12 full games together, I think O would have had a season that would have had people thinking, should he enter the draft? I think that could have happened and been a possibility. So
absolutely.
Obviously Ju and Danny would be in the consideration here. Connor Wegman and Amari Thomas at Houston. Amari Thomas was first team all Big 12 last year. Had right around 1,000 yards or maybe eclipsed it. Obviously Wegman in his first year at Houston last year was pretty impressive, and they were obviously a really good team, doing part to their quarterback wide receiver duo there. My guys down in Stillwater, Drew Mestamaker, Wyatt Young, obviously 2 North Texas transfers. Wyatt Young, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns last year, just a target machine, and obviously him and Mesty got a real familiar rapport with each other. Noah Fafita, obviously at Arizona, and Trey Spivey, a receiver I really like. They had, like, let's call him, he was wide receiver 3 last year, still had 7 receiving touchdowns. And it seems like he's going to be the top guy. Our guys down at PHNX seem to be really excited about Trey Spivey this offseason, and I kind of agree with it. I think they're going to be really nice. We can consider Cutter Boley and Amari and Miller. Or maybe Mikey Keene and Amari and Miller.
He even wins the starting job.
We can consider Baron Morton at Texas Tech with Coy Aiken, who was the MVP, the offensive MVP of the Big 12 championship game when he caught a couple touchdowns against BYU in that Big 12 title game. We didn't mention Bear because we don't really know what their wide receiver situation is going to look like. They're kind of counting on some unproven guys.
Yeah.
And then same with Dampier. Right? We don't really know what they're going to look like receiver-wise, or at least their top guy. So obviously 2 talented quarterbacks, Bear and Dampier, but don't really know what the receiver situation is going to look like. So I think that's about 7-8 combos that we named right there, including the quarterbacks without a pair. And I think that's kind of what we got to work with.
This is interesting.
I think it is.
Who do you have as the best quarterback in the conference going into the season?
The best quarterback in the conference?
Just the quarterback.
I think it would be Fafita.
Fafita. Okay. And that's where I was kind of leaning.
Yeah.
Just because of his proven nature.
Yeah.
Spivey, I think, had a pretty good season last year.
For sure.
Now they're going to have, another year together. I'm pretty sure Spivey went off on the Buffs, if I don't remember.
Yeah, he had that ridiculous touchdown where he
on the first play.
Yeah, did everybody in.
Maybe the first third down.
So this is crazy. So 23 catches only by Spivey last year.
Wow.
7 touchdowns.
Yeah. How many yards?
381.
Okay.
So average over 16 and a half yards a catch.
Man, that does knock him down a peg. I gotta admit.
And I get that. And like I said, he was behind. Like their top 2 receivers are obviously no longer there. So he was kind of playing the wide receiver 3 role. And he did it obviously really well. 6'4", 215. Like checks a lot of the boxes physically that you're looking for. And again, they're kind of gearing up, it sounds like, for him to kind of be the guy for them this year offensively at wide receiver.
Speaking of proving that he can feed a wide receiver 1.
Yeah. He know how to do that.
Yeah. He got his boy drafted top 10.
Yeah, for real. At the expense of the team type.
The first year they had it going, it wasn't at the expense of the team. The next year.
Yeah.
I can't believe Fafita's still there even. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that year though in 23, like he was the Pac-12 freshman of the year.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think he's going to be in a big year. Is that where you're leaning though? Or does his lack of production Spivey last year kind of take you off of that?
Is there anyone, and this is really interesting, is there any combo here that you would say is a proven commodity at Power 5, both players?
Yeah, it'd be the Houston combo.
Yep.
Amari Thomas last year, again, finished the year, he was first team all Big 12.
Yep.
67 catches, 966 yards, 12 touchdowns, 14 and a half yards a catch.
Beast mode.
Yeah, he was He really was.
And Wegman, I mean, he really outperformed what you and I expected of him before the season.
And I always liked Wegman as a prospect, but he, like you said, he still certainly out exceeded my expectations. 2,700 passing yards last year, 25 passing touchdowns, 9 picks. Also ran for 11 touchdowns and 700 yards.
Oh my God.
So that's 3,400 total yards, 36 total touchdowns and 9 picks.
Yeah, and he's like 27 years old now.
For real.
Not
65% completion too. He was that's probably the answer.
I think I'm going there. It's there's not really question marks there.
Right.
And that's what I was getting at. It's like, okay, Spivey's a question mark. In the Julian Scudero combo, like Julian still has to prove it consistently at this level. Cutter Bully, we're not sure exactly what he is.
Not sure if he's going to be the starter.
Yeah, exactly. Each one of these, Mestamaker and what was the other guy? Wyatt Young haven't proved it at this level yet. There's a lot of everyone's got a question mark next to him. There isn't really a question mark next to this duo.
Oh, I guess maybe the other one. I think we're gonna go with the Houston combo here. But like, how do you feel about Tech with Morton? Do you kind of put him in that same kind of he has to prove it?
You mean with Hammond?
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
yes.
I think I said Morton actually earlier too. Will Hammond obviously is the name. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Especially coming off the injury. I guess the injury would be the big question mark. And then he hasn't done it consistently. Like, when I was singing his praises 2 years ago over Baron Morton, he kind of came on the scene and had a really good first game.
For sure.
And then he also had some, in his next opportunities, some sketchy ones.
Yeah.
Which make you wonder, which guy is he? And especially now, the sketchy ones came after teams had tape on him.
Definitely.
So... yeah, I would still put him in the question mark category.
Bet. All right, that's what we're going to do. Our top quarterback wide receiver duo in the Big 12 ahead of the 2026 season. Some boys from Houston. Connor Wegman and Amari Thomas. Where do we go from here, right? So we still got Jew and Danny, right? We still got Fafita and Spivey. We still got maybe the Arizona State duo. We still got maybe the Texas Tech duo. We still got our Oklahoma State duo. Where are you leaning right here?
And maybe it's not fair to this exercise, but I'm just overvaluing the quarterback. Probably.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So I think I'd go Fafita here.
Fafita was sick last year, man. Obviously, ended the year, first team All Big 12, 3,200 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. 64% completion as well. Obviously, and you think about it, like that wasn't an offense that had weapons all over, or even had a high-end talent like T-Mac even on that team last year. He really put that offense on his back, and obviously defensively they were really good as well, and that helped.
Yep.
But I think Fafita's in for another big year. And I like Spivey a lot as well. So we will potentially lock this Arizona duo into our number 2 spot here on the other side of this break.
Shout out to Toyota, man. Yesterday, my car was parked in a place where it shouldn't be. And someone came in and they're like, who has the black Toyota with temporary plates? And I really shouldn't have answered.
Yeah.
Because
you never know what that's about.
But I was so proud of my Toyota that I ratted myself out.
Oh, it's Thursday. That's me.
I was like, that's mine. A really bad move, but I couldn't help myself because I love my new Toyota and I want everyone to know that I have it. I'm very, very proud of it. I have the 2026 Land Cruiser. You can check out the 2026 4Runner or any of the other amazing models. And I love hearing from you guys in the comments whenever this ad runs about your Toyota, how long you've had it, how many miles you've put on it, and it's still going. They make the most reliable cars. So get over to a Front Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of Colorado Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Bet365. Man, listen, if you gamble if you dabble, in the sports gambling, I don't know why you wouldn't be doing it with our friends over at Bet365. They always got new promos, bonus bets, all type of stuff going on almost all the time. And right now it's baseball season, so they got a baseball deal going for you now, man. New users can get $200 in bonus bets as a part of Bet365's Bet $10, get $200 promo. Here's how it works. All you got to do is sign up, make your first $10 bet, and they'll throw you $200 in bonus bets, y'all. You can do so much with that. So there's never been a better time to get in on this season with Bet365. Bet365, where winning is everything, man. Download the app and use that code right there on your screen, man. DNVR 365 at sign up today. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21 plus only. You must be physically located in Colorado. Terms and conditions apply. In app only. We're back from the Toyota Lounge. It's DNVR Buffs Live, ranking the top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos in the Big 12 this season. You see our top 2 picks right there. We got Connor Wegman, Amari Thomas at Houston, Noah Fafita, Trey Spivey at Arizona for our 3 spot. RK, what are you thinking?
So I think that from here on out, all of the quarterbacks have some sort of question mark.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm going to pick the most proven wide receiver in the whole conference, in my opinion. And obviously he has proven at this level, but I think he's the best receiver in the conference. So I'm going to go Julian Lewis and Danny Scudero here. Obviously I have a lot of faith in Julian.
Sure.
And I believe in his talent and his pedigree a lot. But I think every quarterback in the country wishes that Danny Scudero was on their team.
Yeah. Yep. And only one Julian Lewis is so lucky.
Yes.
And that's kind of part of the reason why I really want to go ahead with this too, this idea, because I do think you can make an argument that Danny and Juju could be number 1.
They absolutely could be number 1 at the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly. You can make that argument, partly because of what you're talking about with Danny being maybe the most productive, proven wide receiver in this conference. And again, some people might say, well, he did it at his previous stop at San Jose State, and we want to see at the Power 4 level. I don't think the Big 12 is known for having these lockdown defenses or these, shut down Legion of Boom secondaries. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe Danny specifically his game is going to translate just fine to the Big 12 game. And the only apprehension people on the outside world might have is with Julian, and it's really just his youth and inexperience. But kind of what I alluded to earlier, in the short sample size we saw him as a true freshman, he proved to me that he could fuel a top end, truly productive receiver. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way. He wants to get guys involved. He is a true, in my opinion, point guard at heart. He wants to spray the football around and feed multiple guys. He doesn't want to use his legs. He can. He's certainly a capable runner, and we saw some glimpses of that last year, but he wants to be a true point guard and feed his guys and get them big numbers. So I just think a full offseason, his first full offseason as the guy here at the college level with the experience that he got last year in a less than ideal situation, I think him and Danny certainly have the potential to be the top quarterback wide receiver duo in the Big 12 this year at season's end. And it's just going to take people to see it to believe it.
Well, and let's talk about Danny Scudero versus Power 5 teams.
Do it.
Last year at Texas. Yep. You want to talk about big, bad defenses with lockdown secondaries.
Yep.
7 catches for 66 yards. That's a bad game for Danny Scudero.
And they targeted him 14 times.
Yeah.
So that's it. Forget the defenders. We're throwing our guy the ball. We're throwing him the ball.
Yeah. So 7 catches for 66 yards in that game. That's a down game for Danny Scudero. Yep. That's a good football game for most,
for sure,
if not all wide receivers. And then, how about this one? At Stanford, 11 catches, 135 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Bro, they targeted him 19 times, brother.
Yeah, that was their offense.
And to your point earlier, if you're a quarterback and you got a pass play called and you drop him back, that's where you starting. And a lot of times, if you can help it, that's where you're going to finish too.
Yes.
Pause.
And I think that a lot of corners look out there and see Danny Scudero and they're like, Let me press up on him. God. And the quarterback can't resist when he sees that to just be like, let's go. Run the 9.
100%.
So, yeah, I mean, Danny is special. I think that he's going to be remembered as one of the favorite players of this era when all is said and done here. And obviously, we have a lot of faith in Julian getting him the ball.
We really do, man. I'm excited. And I think it was dope to see a glimpse of it in the spring game as well, them connecting on that touchdown.
Yep.
I think we're going to see plenty of that. So there's our number 3 quarterback wide receiver duo in the Big 12.
Listen to this stretch for Danny starting in week 3 against Idaho. 6 for 130. Next game's against Stanford, 11 for 135 and 2 touchdowns. Next game's against New Mexico, which, by the way, was a good team last year. 7 for 151 and a touchdown. The next game's at Wyoming, who Colorado played. 10 catches for 180 yards and 4 touchdowns. Bro, he had a good college season.
Bro.
In 4 games.
I mean, we were just talking about Trey Spivey.
Yeah.
Right? Last year, with 23 catches on the year, 381 yards.
He lapped him.
In a 3-game stretch, Danny did.
Because we're talking 265, 410-ish, 510, 590, and 17, 24, 34 catches for 590 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Man.
In 4 catches. 4 games, I mean.
That's insane. And that Wyoming game where he went stupid had his best game. Or not, that's actually not his best game. Because he went even crazier against Hawaii. But in that Wyoming game, 23 targets, bro.
That's crazy. I've only seen numbers like that once, and it was when the Broncos had Brandon Marshall. And Kyle Orton, they set the record for catches in a game. Kyle Orton, I think, threw him the ball 30 times. He got 23 of them.
One of the most underrated receivers in NFL history.
I know. He was so nasty.
For multiple teams. And I think most of it is just because a lot of those teams were bad teams. But one of the most underrated for sure at his position ever.
Stupid ass Josh McDaniels robbed us of watching Jay Cutler throw to him for his whole career.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was crazy. All right. We got our top 3 quarterback wide receiver duos. Julian Lewis, Danny Scudero at number 3. We got 2 more spots left, RK. What are you thinking?
To me, this goes to Masty.
That's what I like to hear.
And this one is another one where we could look back at the end of the season and be like, well, we totally undervalued these guys. Like, look what they did before. They just did it again.
Yeah. And, something that if you can throw the list up, well, I guess not really because the top 2 guys have it, but the idea of them already having the rapport down and having experience of knowing where they're going to be at, knowing how they run routes, knowing the timing of each of the routes that they're going to be running, I think is a massive benefit to them. And again, kind of like I was talking to Danny, like Wyatt Young, what he did at North Texas last year in the American, I have no doubts in my mind that that's going to translate to the Big 12.
I agree completely.
I have no doubts. And if you want to be a bit less bullish on Drew Mestemaker because he plays the quarterback position about his game translating, all right, I'll hear you. But I feel similarly. I feel like they are going to be just fine scoring points, moving the football, completing passes against Big 12 opponents. So we're going to put Drew Mestemaker and Wyatt Young from Oklahoma State here. Yes, Drew Mestemaker, not Drew Coffee Maker here at the number 4 spot.
Unfortunately, they did. Does Washington State still count as a Power 5 team? I guess not.
I don't know.
But just to defend my choice of Danny and Julian over this duo, we told you Danny's stats. Sure. Against Washington State, Wyatt Young had 2 catches for 4 yards.
Interesting. By far his worst game of the season.
Yeah.
Except that AAC championship game that was a disaster all around. Really. That's the one that almost made you sour on my boy Drew.
I changed my whole entire feelings on both of those guys during that game. I was like, what is this? But Wyatt Young also had an insane game against Rice. 8 catches for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. 36.9 yards per catch.
I mean, that 3-game stretch there, starting with UAB through Temple, that's a stretch right there as well. Jesus.
Yeah, it is. 8 for 143, 8 for 295, and 6 for 127. I mean, that's really. He kind of had a slow start to the season, then he got really hot around the middle of the year.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, was that 100 plus in like 5 of his last 6 or something like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, on the year though, Wyatt Young, 70 catches, 1,264 yards, 10 touchdowns. Oh, wow. Breaking news from Shams Charania. The Clippers are nearing a deal sending Kawhi to the Raptors. Kawhi going back to Toronto.
Wow. Okay.
For Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. That's crazy. Yeah. So we're going to go with our Oklahoma State duo here at 4. Our last spot. It could be down to the BYU boys.
We don't even know who.
The Utes. I know. Texas Tech here. Is that maybe the answer?
No, not for me.
No? Arizona State? Arizona State?
I'm going Arizona State.
Just off the strength of O?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, I think that O's going to have a good season. And I think that with the amount of money that they paid him,
he better.
They're going to find a way to get him the rock.
And that's kind of what I thought about too, man. Like, last year, 800 yards, I think 8 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Didn't play in every game. Mm-hmm. Had a shaky quarterback situation, and even more shakier play calling situation. Mm-hmm. Still second team all Big 12 at the end of the season. Yeah. What is he going to do with Kenny Dillingham and Arroyo drawing up plays and scheming him open? Like, that is, I think the floor for O this year is 1,050 yards.
If he's healthy.
Assuming health, no doubt. Yep. So, yeah, whoever it is going to be, I think that quarterback's number one priority is getting Omarion Miller the ball. So whether it is Cutter Boley, we'll just put Cutter Boley in there for the sake of the graphic. But
and according to the people I know at ASU, it's not really a competition.
Okay. At quarterback between Keenan and Boley, okay.
At least that's I wouldn't say not a competition wasn't the way they framed it to me, but like the way it was framed was like they like Boley more than what people think.
Okay. I wonder how much of that is like they're hoping that it's not a competition, or they don't want it to be. They want it to just be Boley.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
So I don't know, but...
Again, follow the money.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. So there we have it, man. Our top 5 quarterback wide receiver duos in the Big 12 ahead of the 2026 season, man. If we can just throw that graphic up whenever you're ready, Dion, one final time to kind of put a bow on this. I think some really talented guys. I don't think it's super deep, but I do think the high-end talent it's pretty special. We got Connor Wegman, Amari Thomas, Noah Fafita, Trey Spivey, Julian Lewis, Daniel Scudero, Drew Mestamaker, Wyatt Young, Cutter Boley, former Buff Omarion Miller.
I think the one, man, I don't know. I was going to say I think the one that we have a chance to be the most wrong about is Fafita and Spivey.
In terms of them being lower, or they should be number 1?
Them being lower.
Okay.
Just, yeah. It could end up being another wide receiver who takes over that position.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess it's just Spivey that I'm not 100% sold on at this point.
I get you.
Whereas everyone else, and then Boley would be the next one that I'm like least confident in. No,
for sure. I mean, there could be a receiver emerge, right, at BYU or Utah.
Absolutely.
That could make them, be a part of this list at season's end as well. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that.
Bear Bachmeier is going to be so good. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, it seems that way, man. I can't believe he was a true freshman doing what he did last year.
The comfort that he got to by the end of the season in terms of running that offense and throwing the football in it was pretty scary to watch.
Because I think even earlier in the year, like I remember they played East Carolina very early in the year, obviously in their non-conference slate, and like things didn't look super sharp. And like that's obviously to be expected, a true freshman kind of being thrown in a situation. But you compare that game to, later in the year, it was night and day.
Yeah.
And assuming he continues on that developmental track, like he's gonna be one of those ones for sure.
Mars said something that I disagree with, but it does bring up an interesting point. He said, you'll be wrong about Julian and Danny. It will be Julian and DeAndre Moore. I think that the way that we could end up being wrong about that is that the ball gets spread around so much at Colorado that there's not one duo that we're talking about. But it's not what I'm predicting. I'm predicting Danny to go nuts.
Yeah, me too. I think he's going to be the favorite target of Julian Lewis this year. And that doesn't mean the other guys aren't going to eat and get their opportunities and targets as well. Yeah. Because we believe that as well.
Lamar says, no faith in the Utah quarterback. Kid's a stud.
Y'all know I like Dampier.
I like Dampier too, but he's not a stud when it comes to throwing the football.
No, he's not. He's not.
So I don't imagine him like lighting up the stat sheet with a wide receiver.
I feel that. All right, we will move on. We'll get to some recruiting here. But before we get to some recruiting, it is Taco Tuesday. Y'all know the deal by now. So let's hear from our friends over at Taco Bell.
Happy Taco Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. And who doesn't love themselves a classic Crunchwrap Supreme from our friends over at Taco Bell? You can't do any better than this. Look at that shape. Look at that size. It's hearty. It's delicious. It's got everything that you love at Taco Bell. I know I love it. And I love to enjoy one of these on a Taco Tuesday.
I'm sitting here finishing my bite. You savor it. Everything hits so well. Everything hits so well. You got the beef, you got the lettuce, you got the tomato. It's everything you want from a taco and a little crunch wrap. This is my go-to at Taco Bell, you guys. And you got the fire sauce in there. It hits so hard.
Fire sauce all
every
day long.
Single time.
Happy Taco Tuesday, friends.
They did it again, man. Shout out to Taco Bell. It's Taco Tuesday, man.
You got the creme brulee crunch wrap on deck now?
What?
Yeah, I'm going to need to have one of those.
Oh, what?
ASAP.
That sounds fire. Jesus. Shout out to Taco Bell, man. Go get you some TB on this beautiful Taco Tuesday. We are going to transition into a little bit of recruiting, right? First things first, Kylan Bobo. Big Colorado target, running back position out of the 2027 class. He is committing tomorrow, and which I love. We got a time. We got a damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Time zone for it as well. So Kylan Bobo is going to be announcing his commitment live tomorrow on the Rivals YouTube channel at 12 o'clock Mountain Time, 1 o'clock Central. And now he is down to 3 schools: Arkansas, Memphis, and Colorado. So again, a guy that we've talked about quite a bit about, a guy that Colorado has been recruiting very heavily. He would be Colorado's first, technically, let's call it, running back in this 2027 class. So keep an eye on Kylan Bobo tomorrow. Couple other updates. Dewey Young was a guy that we have talked about, a blue chip offensive lineman from the state of Michigan. He is also nearing a commitment. He is announcing on Monday, July 6th. There was some intel put out today by Alan True at Rivals, a big Midwest recruiting guy. Here's the update he had today on Dewey Young. 4-star offensive tackle Dewey Young was looking good to Colorado. However, I am holding on a prediction there because Vanderbilt has made a charge. He has a July 6th commitment date, and I was very close to a Buffalo's prediction, but Vandy has added doubt to my confidence. So, about last week, Alan True had an update that it looked like Colorado was in the lead and that if he was a betting man, he would say that Dewey Young was a buff. But Vanderbilt has come on strong here. Let's call it over the last week or so and made things difficult, made things tight. So we will see Dewey Young's official decision on Monday.
All right. Well, hopefully Colorado can hang on. Obviously, they are pretty deep at that position in the class. Mm-hmm. So you'd love to have Dewey Young because I think he's going to be a great player. But
definitely.
So you could survive without him, too, in this class.
100%. And then one other offensive lineman, he is also Nate Carson, who we've talked about, a big blue chipper, highlighted a Colorado visit weekend a few weeks ago. Nate Carson is announcing also his decision on Monday, July 6th. This is an update from today. Chad Simmons, here's what he wrote. He goes, Colorado entered the picture later than the other finalists, but made a significant move after extending an offer. This is a quote from Nate Carson. He goes, when I took Texas A&M and Tennessee out of my top group, Colorado came in. They have 3 offensive line coaches, and they showed me exactly how they would develop me. I love the experience they have, Nate Carson says. So it was a bit unsure of whether Colorado would make the finalists, but they did. alongside Clemson, Georgia, and South Carolina. Now, obviously, Carson is from South Carolina, so that's his home state school, but they made the Final Four for Big Nate Carson, and we'll see again on Monday, like Dewey Young, what he ends up doing. But
you
that
imagine
would
they get
be
them both on Monday?
Boy. That would be the biggest recruiting day, high school, of the Coach Prime era. Getting those two guys on the same day?
Yeah.
No doubt.
At a position where everyone, says Colorado can't figure out.
If they got both of them on Monday and Coach Prime and Coach Box tweeted after that, we done with the 2027 class, I wouldn't be mad at them. No. I'd be like, well, you're right, we done. We good.
I know. I saw someone complaining that we're 4th in the Big 12 in their recruiting class. They quote tweeted Coach Prime's thing.
Oh, okay.
Are we done? Are we good for now? And they said no. And then they put the rankings. We're currently 4th.
That's supposed to mean.
The only thing separating Colorado and I think it was Kansas State and one other school, West Virginia maybe?
That's exactly it.
Was like 5 3-star commits.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I'm like, okay, well, do you want to just take nothing against 3 stars, but do you want to just take 5 3-stars just to pass them in the rankings? Like
exactly right.
So you're right. The only school that has a real lead in this is Texas Tech, and they have 2 5-stars in the class. So you'd love to catch them in that regard, but you don't need to try and catch Kansas State and West Virginia just by stacking up 3-star commits.
Exactly right, dog. And as Just a Girl says, that's exactly right. People complain about any and everything, but just looking at rivals right now, yeah, Colorado, according to rivals, 4th in the Big 12 in terms of recruiting classes in 2027. Kansas State has 27 commits.
Yeah.
24 of them are 3-stars.
Yeah.
West Virginia has 23 commits. 21 of them are 3-stars.
Yeah, the algorithm rewards the size of the class.
Exactly right.
And I just don't. Colorado's not going to take 27 guys.
Yeah, Texas Tech is the only school in the Big 12 that has more blue chip commits in the 2027 class than Colorado.
And, I would love for us to close down on a 5-star in this class.
For sure.
But there's a very good chance that some of these high 4-stars are going to end up as 5-stars too.
No doubt.
Although, maybe not while they're committed to Colorado.
For sure.
I got a random sports debate question for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Did you see what Mexico fans were doing last night? So last night, obviously Mexico takes on Ecuador today in the World Cup. Last night, Mexico fans surrounded their hotel and were like honking their horns. Like
the team hotel?
The team hotel, the Ecuador team hotel. Okay. Honking their horns, shooting off fireworks, doing everything, trying to stop them from being able to sleep. Your thoughts?
That is part of the reason why the World Cup is so great. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, everybody cares, bro.
Yeah.
The fans obviously included. Like, the fact that they're willing to go through those lengths to even maybe give their club that much of an added advantage, I think tells me that sport is really special. And I might have been sleeping a little bit, but I love it. I know Ecuador probably ain't like it at all.
Yeah, you have to wonder how much effect it really has. Yaya was telling me this morning that it's kind of like a tradition. So they're probably prepared for it, meaning like throw in some earplugs, get a sound machine right next to you. Like,
or I wonder if you can just throw out like a distraction and like say that the team hotel is here, but really you're staying somewhere else.
I like that. My only thing is I think it's a little bit of bad karma.
Yeah, I mean, if you really believe in the sports gods, yeah.
Yeah, and I do.
Sure.
And that's where I was just like, because I was thinking, like, would it be, like, we could easily find out where, Texas Tech is staying the night before.
Right, for
like, should we organize them? And then I was like, I feel like it's bad karma, especially when you're the actual host of the World Cup.
Right.
Like, I don't know, I feel like maybe you're held to a certain standard.
So this is in Mexico.
Yes, it is in Mexico.
See, I think that makes it even better then. Like, yeah, I feel like that's what you expect. You played against a team in their home country, like you almost got to expect some foolishness.
Yeah. So should U.S. fans be outside of Bosnia and Herzegovina's hotel to take a?
I mean,
I worry about the sports gods. Like, do the sports gods think you're doing a little too much?
Yeah.
But it does really highlight how the importance of this tournament.
I'm gonna have to try to find a video or two of that. That's hilarious. All got about 5 minutes left here. Maybe we won't get to our draft unless we really want to. But you asked last week when we were talking about CFB 27 ratings for Colorado Buffaloes. You asked about speed and stuff.
Yeah.
If some speed stuff came out. I'm willing to bet that if I gave you 10 guesses of who the fastest player, the fastest buff on CFB 27 is, that you wouldn't get it.
What, bro?
I'll say this. It's a tie between two people at the top. One of them is Cam Perry.
You're saying I can't get the other one.
Correct.
I'm going to just throw out some random names.
Do it.
Makari Vickers.
Nope.
Nate Mitchell.
Nope.
Jaquale Smith.
Nope.
It's kind of a good guess.
That was a good guess.
Can you give me a position?
Defense.
Okay. ESPN?
Not ESPN.
Cree?
Cree? No. Cree's up there, though.
I don't know. I give up.
A guy we really haven't talked a lot about since maybe they announced their transfer commitment this offseason. Emory Floyd.
Interesting.
App State. That's what I thought. App State cornerback transfer. Him and Cam Perry are the fastest buffs on the game with a 93 speed.
Bro.
That's kind of crazy too.
Now you piss me off.
Right behind Emory and Cam with a 92 speed is Boo Carter, Cree Thomas, and Makari Vickers.
Where the is Ernest Campbell?
I don't think Ernest is on the game, or at least on this initial launch.
Bro, if he's not, that's at least a little cop out for them. But
for sure,
there's no world in which he is not a 97 or higher speed.
I was gonna say minimum 96.
Yes,
minimum 96. Next, two more guys tied at 91. We got JoJo and Quentin. Joseph Williams and Quentin Gibson with a 91 speed.
Q for 6, 91 speed.
Yep.
Same speed as JoJo Williams.
That's right.
What are we talking about?
Doesn't make a ton of sense. And then we got, 5 guys tied after them with a 90 speed. You got Danny Scudero, DeAndre Moore Jr., DeKalen Taylor, Jaquale Smith, and Richard Young with a 90 speed.
They're just trying to make me not buy the game, which I probably wasn't going to anyway. But
that's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't. Richard Young and being the same speed as Trackhawk and Jaquale Smith
makes him dangerous.
Sure. Right. Make him cold as hell. And that probably is why he's the highest rated running back, I believe, for Colorado on the game at an 82 overall. So that's interesting.
Q for 6, 91 is wild.
Yeah. What are they talking about? But that was fun, man.
Did they drop like who the fastest people in the game are?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pull that up real quick.
That?
Yeah.
While he's looking at, I will let you guys know that in about 20 seconds we are heading into overtime. So if you are watching on your television and Samsung TV, one of those things, get over to thednvr.com and check out the rest of the stream there.
3 players with a 99 speed on CFB 27. Gatlin Bear, an Oregon wide receiver.
Okay.
Of course, CFB legend Nick Harbor, South Carolina wide receiver. And a guy that I actually knew about since high school because of his ridiculous speed, track speed, Roderick Pleasant, a cornerback at UCLA.
Okay.
He was a really good California prep athlete.
Line it up right now. I got Ernest.
Oh, bro. They're the fastest player in the Big 12, according to CFB 27, BYU cornerback Evan Johnson.
He's
really good player. Really good player.
He's really good. That's probably a first-round pick.
Yeah. Yep. Really good player. So I'm kind of excited for CFB 27 as we get closer. I think we're about a week or so away from the release of it.
I need to see like Ernest matched up against Evan.
Nah, fact. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I need that. I need it. Shout out to everybody who tuned in with us, man. Shout out to the chat. Jakey will be back tomorrow for a Big 3 pod. We'll have plenty to talk about, I'm sure. But we will see you then.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.